fighting fire is by far the smallest part of our job. 70 to 80% of our call volume are medically related. You know, people don't think about it, but almost any disaster you have, you call the fire department. Whether or not we know what to do either. If a person gets pinned underneath a car, you call the fire department. Just any flooding, you call the fire department to try to get you out. If somebody's stuck on the roof, you call the fire department. Anything that's you think can go wrong, except for a violent person, which you call the police department, you call us, call the fire department. You know, when I go talk to kids, I like to talk kid language, talk about being a superhero. Because you know, getting around, you're ready to get pumped, you know, and you get your gear on and you come right off the truck. You grab your tool, you feel, you know, like a superhero. And so that's awesome. We actually make a difference. Most people don't realize when you go in on a fire, it is not like the movies where you see a bunch of flame and so forth, and everybody goes, oh yeah, no duh, you know. You're going into the wild unknown and you don't know it. You don't know what's there. So you have to go in with your hose and with a buddy. And so you go in like this, and you're constantly trying to move the hose. Most of the time you can't really see where the fire is at, and it's hard to see how you kind of get restricted by things on you. All of us have our hang-ups and our fears, and myself included. But if you're definitely bad claustrophobic, you're not going to be a fireman. Okay? And that's nothing against anybody. There's certain things I couldn't do in life, and there's no harm in that. The older I get, the more I realize that it's okay to realize that I'm not able to do everything. We grew up pretty poor. My mom was married and divorced several times, and we were in lived in public housing in Mount Vernon for a while, and also in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And we were on and off food stamps at times. You know, I did the usual jobs in college, moving furniture, I worked with developmentally disabled people, worked in restaurants. I spent a summer in Alaska. So I've worked a variety of jobs. But you don't just become a fireman. You've got to work hard at it. I've got a 4-year degree, and I've got a master's degree. I've got some other certifications, and I like to think I'm employable in something else. But when I first got out of college, I worked for a local phone company, and it was a good job. But at that point in my life, my early 20s, I didn't want to spend 40 hours a week in an office. I feel more appreciated when I tell somebody from another town that I'm a firefighter than I do from somebody in this town, in our own town. We lost 25% of our guys in the 11 years I've been on, and we're running twice the calls. Because of the way some of the city fathers have made us feel here and have talked about making us predominantly volunteer or laying guys off. These guys were young enough, they had a medic. You can make a lot more money in a Chicago suburb with a medic and a firefighter too. Cost of living is more, but you can definitely make more money. Guys got tired of getting told every year at the budget cycle that you may get laid off. Guys get sick of hearing that, especially when you've got a certification and you start thinking, screw you, I'm going to go somewhere else, forget about it. Not to be sounding negative again, there are some people that think, you know, maybe we're paid too much in this economic climate and so forth. And I know people, and I'm not especially tough, I'm just Joe average guy. But I know people that say they see one dead body in their lifetime outside of like a funeral home setting, that like they never forget it. You know, like, oh, I came upon a wreck one time and the person's head was never decapitated. Well, you know, we may see it multiple times a year, and I think that alone means we're worth the pay we're given, because a lot of us don't sleep well because of it. I've got kids now and, you know, a family, and you just, I don't know, you just, when you're young and you don't have kids yet, you worry about your mom and your dad, but you just, when you're responsible for people your own, like you are when you're a husband and a father, it bothers you more, especially when you have a call with someone your kid's own age. Getting where you want to go in the grand scheme of life is overwhelmingly hard work, mixed with some good luck, and I'm not terribly religious, but I definitely do believe in God, and a little bit of, you know, fortuitousness, if I got the right word there, whatever, from God. I wouldn't want to do anything else at this point in my life.